Hello everyone and welcome back to Wanderlust Wonders Adventure. Today we're talking about some cool places you can visit in Utah. We'll check out awesome spots like the Bonneville Salt Flats and Bryce Canyon National Park. Get ready for an amazing adventure. Let's get started. Number 10. The Bonneville Salt Flats, a huge area of land covered in salt. They're in the northwest part of Utah and cover about 46 square miles. People come from all over the world to see them because they look really strange and cool. They used to be a part of a big lake long time ago. Lots of folks like to visit because they're great for doing fast things like racing cars. The flats are super flat, which makes them perfect for going fast. There are races held there all year round, especially in the summer. One of the biggest events is called Speed Week, where racers try to break speed records. People from all over come to watch and join in, making it famous around the world for racing. Number 9. Arches National Park, a beautiful place near Moab in the east. It became a national monument in 1929 and then a national park in 1971. It's huge, covering over 76,000 acres of desert. The park is famous for its special rock formations, especially its arches. There are more than 2,000 arches in the park, which is the biggest collection in the world. These arches formed over millions of years because of the wind and water. Some of the most famous ones are the Delicate Arch, Landscape Arch, and Balanced Rock. They're great for taking pictures and enjoying the view. Besides arches, the park has other cool rocks like spires and balanced rocks. The colors of the rocks are amazing, especially at sunrise and sunset. People visit Arches National Park to do lots of fun things like hiking, rock climbing, taking pictures, and watching wildlife. There are many trails to explore, like the one to Delicate Arch, and you might see animals like bighorn sheep and deer while you're there. Number 8. Causey Reservoir, a big lake in the northern part of the Wasatch Mountains close to Huntsville. It was made in 1966 when people built a dam on the South Fork of the Ogden River to store water for farms and towns. The lake is high up, about 5,700 feet above sea level, and it covers an area of about 142 acres. It's surrounded by beautiful mountains covered in forests that go straight down to the water. People love to visit Causey Reservoir because there is so much to do there all year round. In the warmer months, you can have fun in the water like boating, kayaking, fishing, and swimming. The lake is clear and deep, full of trout for fishing. It's also nice just to paddle around and enjoy the scenery. Around the lake, there are trails for hiking, from easy walks to more challenging hikes. People also like to have picnics, camp, and watch for animals like deer, elk, and birds. In winter, Causey Reservoir turns into a snowy wonderland. People come to ice fish, snowshoe, ski, and snowmobile. The snowy landscape makes the reservoir even more beautiful in winter. Number 7. The Homestead Crater, a special place in Midway. It's like a big dome made of rock about 55 feet tall. Inside, there is a natural hot spring. The crater is about 400 feet wide at the bottom. The hot spring water comes from underground and fills up the dome. It stays warm all year round, around 90 to 96 degrees Fahrenheit. The water is clear and blue-green. And it's really old, over 10,000 years. People visit the Homestead Crater for lots of fun things. They love soaking in warm water because it feels good and is good for you. You can also go snorkeling or scuba diving to explore the caves underwater. Number 6. Swing Arm City, a name people use for a cool place in the desert. It's in the San Rafael Swell area, which has awesome rocks, canyons, and lots of open desert. People who love riding off-road vehicles like ATVs and dirt bikes like Swing Arm City. It got its name because people set up temporary campsites with shade and camping stuff called swing arms. Swing Arm City has tons of trails and open spaces for riding. There is something for everyone. Whether you're a beginner or an expert, you'll find sandy areas, rocky paths, and steep hills to challenge yourself. If you're planning to visit Swing Arm City, make sure to follow the rules to take care of the environment and stay safe. Bring all the gear you need because it's pretty remote out there, and there might not be many services around. but otherwise, you'll love Swing Arm City. Number 5. The Spiral Jetty, a famous piece of art in the Great Salt Lake. An artist named Robert Smithson made it in 1970. It's special because it's made from natural stuff found right there. The Spiral Jetty is like a big coil made of rocks and dirt. It's about 1,500 feet long and 15 feet wide. It twists in spiral shape from the shore into the lake. When the lake's water is low, you can see the Spiral Jetty clearly. But when the water level goes up, it might disappear underwater. It keeps coming in and out of you as the water level changes, and that makes it an amazing mystery to look around for. Number 4. Bryce Canyon National Park. A really cool place down south. It became a national park in 1928 and covers about 56 square miles. The park is famous for its amazing rock formations called hoodoos. The main part of the park, called the Bryce Amphitheater, looks like a giant bowl filled with tall, skinny rocks. These rocks took millions of years to form because of wind and weather. They come in all sorts of shapes and colors, making the place look like something out of a dream. The park is pretty high up, giving you awesome views of the desert plateau around it. People love visiting Bryce Canyon for lots of fun stuff. You can go hiking, take pictures, camp, look at the stars, and join in programs led by the park rangers. There are trails for everyone, whether you want an easy walk along the edge or a more challenging hike into the middle of the hoodoos. Bryce Canyon is also a great spot for stargazing because it's pretty dark at night. On clear nights, you can see tons of stars, planets, and even the Milky Way stretching across the sky. Number 3. Zion National Park, an amazing place in the southwest. It became a national park in 1919 and covers more than 156,000 acres. The park is known for its tall cliffs, deep canyons, lush plants, and the winding Virgin River. One of the coolest parts of the park is the Zion Canyon, a 15-mile-long gorge made by the Virgin River over millions of years. The canyon walls are super tall, reaching up to 2,000 feet high. There are lots of cool things to see in the Zion Canyon, like the Narrows, where you can hike through a narrow canyon carved by the river, and the Zion Canyon Scenic Drive, which has amazing views of the cliffs and rocks. Besides Zion Canyon, the park has different kinds of habitats, like deserts and woodlands. This means there are lots of different plants and animals living there, like deer, eagles, and pretty flowers. People visit Zion National Park to do all sorts of fun stuff, like hiking, rock climbing, and looking for animals. There are trails for everyone, from easy walks to tough hikes. Some popular ones are Angel's Landing Trail, where you can see the canyon from way up high, and the Observation Point Trail, which gives you awesome views from above. If you're into adventure, you could try canyoneering, where you explore narrow canyons and rappel down cliffs. There are also lots of places to go rock climbing, with routes for all levels of climbers. Number 2. Sand Hollow State Park, a fun place down south near Hurricane. It opened in 2003 and covers more than 20,000 acres of beautiful desert. There is a big reservoir, dunes, red rocks, and rough land. The main attraction at Sand Hollow is the reservoir, which is huge, covering about 1,322 acres. People love coming here for all sorts of water activities like boating, fishing, swimming, paddleboarding, and jet skiing. The water is clear and blue, surrounded by sandy beaches and wood cliffs, which make it perfect for having fun and relaxing. But if you're into off-road adventures, Sand Hollow has something for you too. There are big dunes called the Sand Mountain OHV area, where you can ride ATVs, dune buggies, and other off-road vehicles. It's super exciting and you get awesome views from the top of the dunes. If you prefer a quieter time, there are hiking trails in the park where you can walk through the desert and see animals like rabbits and birds. And if you want to stay overnight, there are modern campgrounds with RV sites, tents, and cabins. They have everything you need, like restrooms, showers, picnic areas, and boat ramps to get to the reservoir easily. Number 1. The Mars Desert Research Station, or MDRS, a pretend Mars home in the Utah desert. It's run by the Mars Society and used by scientists, engineers, and astronauts to learn about living on Mars. The habitat looks like a bunch of connected rooms that mimic how people might live and work on Mars. There are living spaces, labs, a greenhouse, and a workshop. It's got everything needed for long space trips like air and communication systems. At MDRS, researchers do lots of cool experiments about space stuff like rocks, plants, machines, and how people feel. They dress up like astronauts and go outside to explore the desert, collect samples, and test tools and methods for future Mars missions. The Mars Society run MDRS to help us learn more about Mars and how we might live there someday. It's a great place for scientists and students to practice space science and technology while getting ready for real Mars missions. People from all over the world take turns living and working at MDRS for a few weeks or months. They get lots of training and practice missions to prepare for the challenges of a real Mars trip. And that's a wrap to our Utah adventures. Thank you for coming along with us to explore Utah's amazing places. If you liked the video, please click the like button and subscribe to our channel for more awesome adventures. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and see you in the next video.